On days like today, you get to thinking, I am so glad that I prepared for this. Whew, it is cold, guys. It is cold. It is as warm as it's been today. It is 10 degrees, and it is just supposed to be cooler as we get into the night. And as we progress through the week, it is going to get progressively colder. It was in the negatives last night. The pipes started to freeze. Oh, in case you don't know, a couple days ago, the pipes froze. We had to put heater under the house real quick, thaw the pipes out, because they had just froze. I mean, we were trying to stay on it, but we have heat tape. We do everything we can to keep it from happening. But guys, it's cold, and sometimes things happen. So we were on it quickly. We got heat underneath the house. And then I just ramped up the wood stove inside. And I stayed up most of the night last night just to make sure that it did not drop cold enough to freeze the pipes. We got to keep the house really warm right now because it is so cold outside. It is during times just like these when I don't really want to leave the house. I could leave the house, obviously, if I want to. I can totally drive on this, no problem. But it is times like this that I am so thankful that I am prepared and that I have a stockpile and that I don't have to leave the house. And I can just stay inside. I can keep my pipes from freezing, and we can just go about our lives because we're prepared just for things like this. And this is something that we're prepared for because it happens. But what if it was something that we weren't prepared for? You do not want to go into a disaster unprepared, guys. And that is why I make these videos, to help you guys get prepared just for anything that can happen. And just to have a sense of stability and security for yourselves as well. So when you start your stockpile, what do you want to do? Do you want to just go out and buy everything at once? No, don't do that, guys. It costs so much money. And that would just leave you feeling a negative feeling about stockpiling. Don't do that. If you want to stockpile your pantry to be prepared for any kind of disaster that might happen, the best advice that I can give for you guys is to just buy $5, $10 worth of food extra for your stockpile every time that you go to the grocery store. And if you do that slowly over time, you'll be able to build that stockpile up. Okay? Make sure you're sticking to foods that you guys like to eat. You and your family, you're going to have to eat this food whether the disaster happens or not. So make sure you're getting something that you guys like to cook and eat. Make sure that it doesn't require fresh ingredients to make those things, because like right now in the middle of winter, I'm not running out to the grocery store to buy a tomato if I need a tomato or a head of lettuce. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to make something that does not require those things. I'm going to move on. And when I'm doing my stockpile, I keep those things in mind, because in a disaster situation or in an emergency situation, you're not going to be running off to the grocery store for anything. So keep that in mind, guys. Stockpile items that you don't need fresh ingredients for, and then you don't even have to think about what you can cook or what you can't cook because you can't go to the grocery store. You'll just have everything you need right there. You can just pick something and eat it. Having less decisions makes everything so much easier. So just have everything ready. And don't make it, well, I could cook this, but I have to have this. Don't do that to yourself. When you make your stockpile, make sure that you're buying ingredients that go well together, that it's going to be easy to create a meal that your family's going to love out of the items that you have. Some of the popular items to stockpile are going to be things like beans and rice, obviously. You eat beans and rice together, that's a complete protein. You don't need anything else. You can live off beans and rice indefinitely. Okay, so make sure you got plenty of beans and rice. But if that's what you're going to stock up on, make sure you get seasonings to go in your beans and rice, because cooking beans and rice without seasonings is pretty disgusting. You don't want to do that. You're going to want to stock up on canned vegetables, canned fruits. Those are very easy meals. I mean, if that's it, you can open up a can of anything and eat it. Canned beans are really quick and efficient. Canned soups are excellent. They give you a lot of variety, and it kind of gives you can have meats and vegetables together, so there's kind of a variety there. You're going to want to stock up plenty of protein. Canned meat, canned tuna, canned chicken. You can get canned ham and roast beef. There's all kinds of canned meat now. You can even get canned hamburger meat. I've never tried it, but my husband keeps begging me to order him some, so maybe, guys, I don't know. But you can try just about anything canned. And it lasts for a really long time. So definitely do that. It has a really good shelf life, and it's going to fill you up and get you through, especially like right now when it's cold. You need that extra protein to help you maintain in these temperatures out here. So, whew. Also things like flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, vanilla, baking products. You're going to want to have a variety of foods to eat. Baking is a great way. You can make your own breads. You can make, cakes or muffins, whatever's your thing. But make sure you have those things on hand. I also like to stock up on dehydrated fruits and vegetables. Really comes in handy, and they have an extremely long shelf life. I also like to stock up on things like pasta and either jar sauce from the grocery store, or you can can your own spaghetti sauce. And honestly, guys, if you want to go to full sustain mode, get yourself like 5 or 6 chickens. I mean, depending on how big of a family you have, you don't have to get a rooster. You don't have to listen to the crowing. Just get you a few hens, and then you'll have eggs without having to go to the store. That is a great way to ensure that you always have a protein source, unless of course they're molting or something like that. But getting a couple chickens is definitely going to raise you up on the sustainability. This is why I do it. For times like this when I'm stuck in the house. I mean, I could leave, but who wants to leave in weather like this? I don't even want to come down here to the end of the driveway and take my trash. I don't want to come outside at all, honestly, but it's just too cold for this southern girl. I am not a northerner, although I live in the north. I don't deal with this weather very good, guys. I'm kind of sad that I didn't have a 70-degree Christmas like all my friends in Oklahoma. I mean, yeah, I had the white Christmas, but it was also cold and wintry. I don't know, guys. I'm not complaining. I do love my winter weather. But it does make things hard. Things aren't easy. So how much should you stockpile? Well, guys, that's completely up to you. Where do you live? What is your situation? Do you live in the frigid north? Stockpile more. You never know when you're going to need it, especially in the wintertime. You live someplace warmer, maybe you can utilize your garden if it's something that is still in season right now. I mean, really, it is regional. Depends on your area. Honestly, what kind of natural disasters might take place in your area. But where I live, I try to stockpile 2 to 3 months of food. You never know what's going to happen. Hopefully, I will never need to use 2 to 3 months of food, but that's not the point. The point is to prepare for the worst, hope for the best, because when disaster strikes, your time to prepare is over. Anyways, I hope this was helpful for you guys. It is super cold outside, and I've got to go warm up before I finish the rest of my chores. Till next time, guys.